Greetings, everyone. This is Tiffany Martinez again with another Temu Did You Know type video. Sitting here playing the game with Temu, collecting my drops and stuff, and I noticed that they are legit selling toilet tissue. Like I said, I feel you're missing out because the economy is not doing well worldwide, like across the planet. The economy simply isn't doing well. The whatever you want to call those people that have like endless fake currency, those people of course are doing just fine. But the everyday person is not. So why would you pay more for something that you use every day just to be a part of a club? There's no club over here in Temu. It's just simply the everyday products that you would use, or if you needed a gift or some commercial type holiday connection. But anyways, it just catches my eye like every time. I'm gonna go back one page and just see what else is available. Like I said, to me, I just find it pretty fascinating, what they're having to offer. And also, like I mentioned, these are from local warehouses, like local, some of the stuff is coming from mom and pop businesses. Like, I believe this is like trash bags or whatever. So, like I said, I've seen these before, in regards to the local places, and it's available here. I try not to mention a lot of the names, like the local businesses, not the mom and pop ones, but just in general. Like, this is Bamboo toilet tissue. I've heard a lot of people say good things about just the Bamboo toilet tissue in general. A lot of personal care products, the products that you would see like at Walmart, or like, I'll say Walmart because I shop at Walmart. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to pay more just to be a part of, again, a club. I'm not going to do that. Not now, not ever. So I think the phrase is trying to keep up with the Joneses. Some people say, well, we are the Joneses. At the same time, it's like, so when there's no longer a status for the regular people, where will you be? Like this one, I definitely know is like a mom and pop type place. So, and I believe a lot of the mom and pop places are basically leaning into Temu or tapping into Temu, trying to keep their business afloat. Like where I live, I always see, I mean, traditionally, I guess you would call them food trucks, but when I was coming home yesterday on Monday, when I was coming home, I noticed like, and the side of the road was packed. Like, you would have thought it was a drive-through, but it really wasn't. It's just people pulling over, and they're supporting this formerly known local business, but I guess they couldn't pay the rent at the place that they were doing business. And it's just the fact that their customers, their clientele never went down. It just never went down or whatever. Because, like I said, you would think it was some type of drive-through type restaurant, but they have secured a van. They set up portable cooking stations, and they're still making the money. The whole point is, when are you going to realize that don't honestly believe that the world is ever going to be the way it's always been for us, like for children who were born or or people who were born in the 60s, 70s, and most likely 80s, like those who were born in the 90s, they may not really got like almost like they're not old enough to know this world, but they're going to be living in it. And some people who were born in the 90s actually have children of their own already. So, and that's got to be a scary place to be, to have your children born into this world. See, some people look outside, they get in their cars every day, or they use public transportation, and they don't see anything any different. They just don't. They just say, "Well, I'm going to work today, girl. It's no big deal," And I wasn't gonna mention this, but I'm gonna mention it anyway since it's my video. But they don't see anything different, and they don't feel like that they need to create a sense of urgency on any level. Like they don't sense, like I said, they are either new parents or even parents that are my age, and um, I guess anywhere in between that, I guess. Like they still don't see a sense of urgency, and to create a sense of urgency, they just don't see it, they don't feel it. But we all should be saving more, and we should be stockpiling on resources. I mean, I live in California, and that's one experience that I simply will not forget is um, when the pandemic began, our shelves were clear, and it took a very long time for things to be restocked. And I remember the local news was like, and I won't say his name, but he was like, "Stop buying the toilet paper. It's not a big deal." And I'm like, well, it is a big deal if you don't have anything to wipe your ass with. It is a big deal. And see, the thing is, my husband and I, when he was still living, that, we never really paid too much attention to the news as we got like further into our relationship, further into our marriage. We just stopped seeing it, because it was very repetitive. Um, Again, this is Timu. This is not any other website. It is definitely Timu. So, this is also, I believe, a local one. Yeah, another local warehouse. So we had to turn on the news because when I came home from the store that day, because I was already buying toilet tissue for our home for like between 4 to 6 month supply at a time. I was already doing that. So I said something to my husband. I said, "Well, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go up here and go get our normal supply of toilet tissue." And he was like, "Okay, boo, I'll see you when you get back, no problem." And I was back in record time. And he was like, "Wait, you didn't go, searching for things that you can flip and things like that?" He was like, "Why, basically, why are you home so soon?" And I was like, one, there's nothing in the store. Like, there was just regular stuff, but there was no toilet tissue, there was no paper towel, there was no paper plates, like what I would consider like a necessity type thing. There, it just was not any in the store. And he was like, "No way. So are you gonna go to like other stores that are in Palm Springs?" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to, but let's just turn on the TV for a second." Like I said, we didn't see very, very, very much TV. Not at all. Or whatever. I was just seeing if that was no ammonium. So I was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to." But after I turned the news on, like the local stuff, I just couldn't believe it. My husband couldn't believe it, and we were just kind of like speechless. Like, what the hell is going on? And then we started to look for it online, and then we found out that the pandemic had actually began, and there was going to be like a shutdown and a lockdown. So, um, I'm just trying to recall what else had happened at that time. So, anyways, I started to go to the grocery stores, um, to like several different ones, and it was the same concept. And I'll never forget being in Cathedral City. We just call it Cat City here, but in Cathedral City, I remember going into the grocery store and like basic staples were missing, like pasta. All the dairy was gone. I didn't come home with a drop of almond milk. I'm telling you, everything was just gone. And like there maybe like for my husband, there was like maybe a smaller amount of meat that was in um like there was kind of food in the deli section, but there was nothing like in frozen food. There was no fresh type meat, none of that. There was no seafood. All of that was pretty much gone, except for like like gourmet type stuff, the premium stuff. So I just was like, oh my goodness, and I'm I'm definitely wanting one of these. So I just remember that feeling because we still had some toilet tissue. 'Cause like I say, I would buy between 4 to 6 months at a time, but it took months, if not almost a whole calendar year, before you could safely go to the store again and get toilet tissue without having to um, have limits, if that makes sense. So I'm back to that grocery store that I went to in Cathedral City. Like I said, I will never forget that experience. Not at all. Um, I went into the store. There was nothing on the shelves. When I finally got to like where the pasta stuff, 'cause my husband used to like to eat pasta, and so I had put like two of each, but they were like the bags that we never would even buy. Like there was no selection, and you kind of were put in the category like, well, you can't be too picky today. You got to get just what the hell they got. So I put it all in the cart. It really wasn't that much. Like I'm talking about way under $20, and I didn't come home with like, and there was no drinking water. There was no spring water. There was no alkaline water. There was just none of that. I want to say that there was like sodas and shit, but there was no staples for the home. So I get into and I remember grabbing the fur kids, like stacks of canned food for them, like the cat food. And I got to the register and I put all the stuff on, the belt for her to ring it up. And she like looked at me. You know how people who wear like readers and they look at you above the glasses? Well, she didn't have any glasses on, and she was just looking at me. She was like, "You can't get all that." I was like, what? Like, what? Like, why can't I buy this? I'm not asking you to give it to me for fucking free. I'm going to purchase it. And she was like, no, you can only get, I forget what the number was. I'll have to go back to an old video to be able to explain it to you verbatim. But she basically said it was like two per family, and you have already exceeded that. And the lady behind me, she was like, I didn't know her, but she was very kind. She offered, she says, don't worry about it. I'm not buying that today, so let me go ahead and pay for that. And you could pay for it you could give me my money back outside. And the same lady, the cashier was like, no, you can't do that. What? It just made me feel some type of way. And then I remember asking the cashier, I was polite to her. I said, what, are there limits on the cat food as well? And she says, not yet. Still looking at me as though she had a pair of readers on. I just simply will not forget that. And I would not forget the experience. I'm not too concerned about the lady. I don't really give a damn about her. But at the same time, excuse me, I just won't forget that feeling of having limitations, and for someone or for the family of our family, we always were pretty prepared. We always made sure that we had a little bit more than what we actually needed for us, only because my husband he was the sole provider. He worked, he was the only one that was working outside the home, and I never knew when if I was going to have a flare up or anything like that, that I wouldn't be able to go out to do the shopping. And this was long before delivery was as popular as it is today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything is pretty much delivered unless you still choose to go into the store, which is your prerogative, I suppose, you know, um, or whatever. So, um, anyways, I hate to go off on that and go off on basically on the pandemic, but I'm just bringing that up. Like, I just remember how that felt, and I just know things are just different. Like, it just feels different. I notice a lot of prep stuff is located on this site, and some of this stuff is for people who actually have like warehouses or a detached garage. Like, they may live on acres and acres of land, so they have their regular garage for their vehicles, but they have a garage for storage and stuff. But still, I just wanted to share this with you guys, and those who are not taking it serious enough. Like, you're gonna need more than paper currency, especially when they tell you that paper currency is no longer um, worth anything. Like, that's like your new your paper currency is going to be the new toilet tissue, and I honestly don't see things getting any better um, for really anyone, regardless of where you live or like what country you live in. I just honestly don't see things necessarily getting better, not the way that we will want things to get better. I just noticed that some people are quitting their jobs because they just feel like they're losing, like they're just losing. Doesn't matter what they do. It's like the money that they make, it's not enough to pay their rent. It's not enough to pay their mortgage. It's not enough to pay their ever rising insurance rates. They just quit their jobs. Like, and I don't really know what to say about that. But other than, if you're looking for more ways to make money from home, or you just simply want to start saving and an appreciating asset, dollars do not appreciate. Like, it used to be a time when I was a kid that um, it was told to us, which was probably a lot, but they used to tell us that the United States was the wealthiest country in the world. It's still the quote unquote home of opportunities, but it's definitely not the wealthiest place on this planet. Not by far. Like, it's just not. So, if you're interested, you can go to www.savingsilverbythegram.com and get in where you fit in. I still remember when I made that site it's probably 5 years ago now. And I could have just said save silver by the ounce, but I wanted to go down to the lowest amount that is available for those who are wishing to get started. Um, for those who are wishing to get started, I don't want you guys to feel intimidated. Like, well, I can't afford, an ounce of silver. I can't afford this, that, or the other, or whatever your ailment is. It's like, well, get in where you fit in. Don't worry about it. Just get in where you fit in and get the silver that you can afford, which is the lowest amount, the grams. Like, I'd rather have a pocket full of grams, grams of silver versus lint. Like, literally nothing. So, anyways, like I said, I just simply wanted to share this with you, for those who did not know that you can get these things delivered to your home right here in the United States. And it probably is the same like throughout the countries that this is available. And I'm trying not to show too much junk food, but a lot of people still eat junk food for whatever reason. So the choice is yours. I'm going to try to put the link, my referral link, in the description for this. Going to try anyways. But if I don't, just go to your Apple or Play Store and type in Temu and look around. Look around for things that you actually need slash you are gonna get it anyways type thing. Don't just be like, oh look, this is a massage cone with a steamer and it allegedly promotes hair growth. I always wanted to try that. Let me go ahead. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, shop with a purpose. Like, definitely shop with a purpose. I'm definitely peeping this. I would love to have a portable one, something like this. But again, that's technically a wish list type item. It's not something. It's definitely not something that I'm gonna get like right away, unless I get it through one of their games that they either offer me like a $30 off coupon or something like that. Peace.